Hessett is a classic Suffolk church, wealthy and well-mannered. The tower, with its frieze and pierced battlements, and the magnificent south porch, were the gift of the Bacon family. The Who family gave the north aisle, the chancel chapel, and the font. Such was the patronage expected of the county's comfortable 15th century bourgeoisie. The porch is of mixed stone and knapped flint, and has a well-composed entrance, with St. George and the dragon in the doorframe. The church interior is both spacious and gracious. The 4 perpendicular bays rise to an original roof. The benches are severe, and the OG lights to the screen have no tracery. Hessett retains 2 treasures lost to most medieval churches: a considerable amount of medieval glass and original wall paintings. The glass is fragmentary but plentiful. A window of St. Nicholas in the south aisle appears to portray a boy with a golf club. The guide describes this as St. James with a fuller's club, used for treating cloth. Of the paintings, there is a St. Christopher unusually located over the south door, with fishes in the river and pictures of the donors underneath. On the north wall are the 7 deadly sins, in the form of men in the branches of a tree emerging from the mouth of hell. Here, too, is a Christ of the Trades, showing the tools forbidden to be used on Sunday, lest Christ's wounds bleed. Very few of these admonitory murals survive. The tools have been dated to circa 1430 and may have accompanied a chapel endowed by a local trade guild. The trades depicted include a playing card maker, possibly indicating a Flemish painter, and a scourge, as used by a schoolmaster or a constable. Sabbatarianism was either strict or badly in need of strictness in 15th century Hessett. The church owns a fine set of altar cloths, including a rare pyx cloth. Like many church treasures, these were lent to the British Museum and are unlikely to return. Thieves are not alone in stripping churches of their glory. How are they to attract visitors if they cannot keep their treasures? The history of St. Ethelbert's church dates back to the early Anglo-Saxon period. It is believed that the site has been a place of Christian worship since at least the 7th century, though the earliest recorded mention of the church comes in the Domesday Book of 1086. At this time, the church would have been part of the Saxon estate system, serving as both a religious and community centre for the local population. The church is named after St. Ethelbert, who was the king of East Anglia and a martyr of the 7th century. It is likely that early Christian worship in the area was associated with his legacy. Over the centuries, the church was expanded and altered, with evidence of Norman, medieval, and later architectural influences. The church that stands today reflects various phases of construction and alteration, including a major rebuilding during the Norman period. The Norman influence can be seen in the surviving elements of the building, such as the sturdy stone structure and Romanesque features which were typical of churches built after the Norman conquest of 1066. During the medieval period, the church likely underwent further development, with the addition of features such as the nave, chancel, and tower. It was during this time that the church began to grow in significance, not only as a place of worship, but also as a focal point of community life. The parish church in medieval England was central to social gatherings, festivities, and important ceremonies such as baptisms, weddings, and burials. A notable feature of St. Ethelbert's church is its tower, which houses a set of bells that have been part of the church's tradition for centuries. The tower, which was added in the 14th century, offers panoramic views of the surrounding Suffolk countryside. The bells themselves are an important aspect of local tradition and have been used for both religious and community purposes, marking the passing of time and the rhythms of village life. Like many churches across England, St. Ethelbert's Church experienced changes during the English Reformation in the 16th century. The Reformation, which saw the Church of England break away from the Roman Catholic Church, led to the removal of many Catholic icons and the restructuring of church practices. In the following centuries, the church underwent further restoration work, particularly in the Victorian era, when churches across the country were refurbished and brought up to date with the growing demands of congregational life. St. Ethelbert's Church was part of this movement, with significant improvements made to its interior and exterior. Today, St. Ethelbert's Church remains an active place of worship and a key element of community life in Hessett. The church is a Grade 1 listed building, recognised for its architectural and historical significance. While it continues to serve its original purpose as a place of prayer and reflection, it also hosts a range of community events, concerts and gatherings, ensuring its role as a hub for local residents. The churchyard surrounding St. Ethelbert's is home to several historic gravestones, marking the final resting places of those who contributed to the village's history over the centuries. The tranquil churchyard offers a peaceful retreat and a glimpse into the past, with many of the headstones dating back hundreds of years. St. Ethelbert's Church in Hessett is not just a building of stone and wood, but a living monument to the history of Suffolk. From its Saxon origins to its current role as a focal point for the village community, the church tells the story of people who have worshipped, worked, and lived in the area for over a millennium. Today, it continues to be a place of spiritual reflection, connection, and heritage, embodying the enduring traditions of the past while serving the needs of the present.